Hi guys!
Hello everyone!
Welcome back to Metienne vlogs.
Karibu sana! Today we are doing another video in the pregnancy series.
Yes, we would like to tell you about pregnancy in France, what to expect. This is basically everything you need to know when you're pregnant here in France. It can be helpful to you if you're relocating to France or if you'd like to know how pregnancy is in France and maybe how different it is based on comparison to your countries or wherever you're coming from.
Yes.
So without wasting so much time, let's get into the video.
Let's go!
So guys, when you get pregnant here in France, the very first thing you do, you call your doctor, your general doctor,
Yes.
to book an appointment, which is usually at around 7-8 weeks. So when you go to the appointment, your doctor will prescribe for you a laboratory test, which is usually to confirm that the pregnancy is viable. This is, they will check your HCG if it's rising. I think it's 48 hours or so.
Yeah.
To confirm that, okay, you're pregnant. And then on top of this, you'll be given a monthly prescription to be going to the lab every single month to do blood tests.
Yeah. It's for checking if you have taxoplasmosis factor.
Yeah.
Or no.
Yeah, so in English it's taxoplasmosis, in French it's taxoplasmos.
Yeah.
So it's a disease that affects, I think, the blood or something. It comes
from outside, from the cat, from the ground,
yeah,
from any animals.
On top of that, I think they also check in that blood test for every month. They also check the protein level of the urine. So you do a blood test and a urine test.
Yeah.
So the urine is for protein.
Protein, and sometimes is also testing the iron, if your iron is enough in your body.
Yeah.
So that you don't lack of iron.
Yeah, but the iron one is not every month. It's
Yeah,
like
it's not
once in a while.
Once in a while.
Yeah.
But it's mostly at the end of the pregnancy, like the third trimester.
Mm-hmm.
They check if the iron is high.
Yeah. So the thing is, the point is, if you're pregnant here in France, get used to having so many needles and so many blood works. Actually, on average, let me say 16 or so by the time you finish your pregnancy.
Yeah.
Because there's many more, like there's the one for iron, taxoplasm, there's the one for gestational diabetes. Then if you're having other issues, let's say like if you're very sick, like for me when I was very sick, they'll have to check for these other things like
sodium, magnesium,
yeah,
potassium.
Exactly. Yeah, so the second thing is that you'll be having a midwife to follow your pregnancy. But first, remember, you reported it to your general doctor. In case your general doctor is a gynecologist, they can follow your pregnancy up to 7 months.
Yeah, 7 months.
Yeah, if they're a gynecologist. But if they're just a general doctor, you'll have to find a midwife who will be following your pregnancy all the way from, I think it should be 3 months.
Yeah, 3 months to the
end. Yeah, so this midwife, they'll be checking, of course, a lot of things about the pregnancy, how is the progress. And then when it gets to the 7th month, that's when they'll be doing midwife classes. Yeah.
Yes, but first of all, before the end of the first trimester, we have to do an interview with the midwife.
Yeah.
We'll write down
a birth plan.
Yeah. For the hospital.
Yeah, so basically this is like you write down, okay, when I give birth, I want to give birth like this. Let's say you want to have an epidural, or you want to go all the way natural.
Yes.
You want music.
Yeah, music during the labor.
Maybe you want a certain position. You know, you like write down exactly how you want your birth or how you imagine your birth to be. And this interview is very, very important because when you're going to the hospital later on, you will need that paper that you are written for during the interview with the midwife. Yeah, so that is very important, something you should note. And then now, after that, you'll be having classes with the midwife. The classes are basically to show you how pregnancy is, what to expect, like the parts of the body, how labor will become, maybe how to push, how to breathe, and they encourage you to go with your husband.
Yes.
Because they also teach you what you will be doing when that time comes.
Yeah, when the labor is here, what I can do for helping my wife. And also, yeah, every tips like when to go, if there is blood or if there is fever.
Yeah.
On your wife,
Yeah.
So you have to go to the hospital.
Yeah, so some of these things we'll show you in another video. Maybe we'll do 1 or 2 videos when we are going to a midwife. But basically, those classes are there every week or every 2 weeks. You do a plan with your midwife.
Then the third point is you must book a hospital for delivery.
Yeah.
So you call a hospital near you, mostly near you, because you are rushing, you are panicking. So you need somewhere is near you.
Yeah. And okay, you can consult, if you have several hospitals around you, delivery hospitals, you can consult your doctor, your midwife, your friends, you can talk about them, and then you choose a particular hospital.
Yes.
Then you have to call them to book an appointment and say, I want to give birth in this hospital. Then they will maybe do an interview and tell you maybe more about the hospital, what to expect, what to bring to the hospital, and all those things. And then you will also have a midwife in the hospital who will help you to give birth. But remember, these ones are different from your midwife you'll be visiting every time.
Yes.
This is different. Yeah, so make sure when you go to 3 months, you call a hospital, you book an appointment. They will tell you which papers you should go with, when you should have an appointment. They will book in some ultrasounds with you, so there are details about that. But just know that that is an important bit of it as well.
Yes, and the difference between the midwife you choose before and the midwife at the hospital is the midwife you choose before can visit you. For example, if you have an emergency at home, she can come home and check on you.
Yeah, so that one should also be near your home, around your home. This one will be checking you throughout the pregnancy. So they can come to your home, for example, maybe if you're having issues and you are not sure what is happening and you get a prescription for every week to follow your baby, they come. Even after you give birth?
Yeah, even after birth, she will come to check the weight of the baby, if everything is okay, if the breastfeeding is okay.
Yeah, they actually help you with the breastfeeding. If you're planning to breastfeed, like they will train you, they will encourage you, or they just help you. In short, they help you with everything around pregnancy and giving birth, and even after the baby comes.
Yes.
The other very important point is that when you get pregnant and you finish the first trimester scan, this is usually done at the 12 weeks, you must register with the government to tell them that I am pregnant, I'm expecting a child.
Yes, and sometimes they will help you financially.
Yeah, it will depend on, they will have to look at your salary and your husband's salary and do a calculation and see if it's below a certain point, they will send you money towards helping with the kid, maybe like shopping, maybe food or stuff like that every month. But it's not everyone who is given this money here in France. In some other countries, by the way, it doesn't matter. I think like Canada, it doesn't matter whether you're earning a lot of money or blah, 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 they will give you money as a government. But here in France, it depends on your salary. So you will have to talk to your doctor to help you in the registering, or you can do it online. And then they will send you emails and they will send you mail as well with a code that you will register, and you will get a particular number that will be used when you want to follow up anything to do with your baby and the government. You have to follow up using that number.
Yes, and the organization is called CAF, C-A-F.
Yeah, C-A-F, what does it stand for?
Caisse d'Allocations Familiales is familial organization.
Yeah. So the other thing about pregnancy in France, as you all know, maybe in many developing countries, we don't have house helps or house managers living with you. It's kind of complicated. It's not easy unless you have an au pair. So what most parents do, they take their children to créche.
Yeah.
Créche is simply an organization or a place where kids, working mothers, they take their kids to the créche in the morning and they pick them at the evening. So they're usually very, very booked, like fully booked.
Yeah.
So when you're pregnant, you need to book for a place in the créche even way before. Around maybe when you're like 6 months or 3 months, you call and you book. But this créche, it's not everyone, like maybe for example if you're not working or if you don't want to go, it's not a must for you to go. But when you book an appointment and you want to be taking your kid once they reach maybe 3 months or 6 months, it's your choice by the way.
Yeah.
They will ask you for certain papers, maybe which kind of work are you doing, when do you want, you have to say the date because they have to book you in advance, and in case there's no space, they'll tell you there's no space. maybe come another certain time, or they will take you to another creche that maybe not the nearest to your home.
Yeah, not the nearest, but as a plus for your baby.
Yeah, so it's very important to know that don't wait and say, next month I will take my baby to the creche. You have to book. If you know, of course, if you know your plans, maybe well in advance, you have to book. I know that some people who don't book the creche in advance, they just do these nannies, like someone taking care of your baby, but you pay, it's very expensive.
Yeah.
It's very, very expensive, and that one is like it's like a private entity. Someone has just decided to have a private entity where they can take care of your kid. Maybe they come to your home, they take care of your kid, but it's part-time actually.
It's part-time, and it's mostly for toddlers.
It's not for kids.
No, it's not for babies. It's like toddler 1 year, 2 years from this age. So a nanny will come at your home and do the stuff.
Yeah, so this is like, for example, someone who's in the university and they're trying to get some part-time jobs, they can register to do this kind of job. So maybe you have an appointment just Friday afternoon, so you pay them per hour to take care of your kid, maybe for 2-3 hours as you do your things, then you come back.
Yes.
But it's not a regular, unless you have a regular arrangement with this person, it's not as regular as creche, because creche, you know, Monday to Friday, this time to this time I'm taking. So the other question that I'm sure most mothers will be wondering is, all these doctors' visits, blood tests, I don't know, midwife, are you paying for all of this? Because it can be very expensive.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the good news is that here in France, the government pays for all maternity related expenses.
Yes.
So whether you are giving birth, as long as it's a public hospital, they will pay for the giving birth and everything. Maybe let's say if you just want a private room to spend with your husband, you might pay an extra of, let's say, 70 or 50 euros depending on the hospital. Otherwise everything else is free. Those blood tests, they are free. The lessons with the midwife and them coming to your home to check on you, it's free. Yeah, so everything is free. Maybe the only thing you may have to pay for is if you have some extra ultrasounds in the beginning. Maybe let's say you had an issue, like a miscarriage or something, and you have 2-3 extras just to follow up to see. Those ones you'll have to pay for them, but you have your own insurance that will reimburse you.
Yeah, they will reimburse you. So you need just to send the paper, the appointment document to your insurance, and then they will reimburse you.
Yeah, so this is your personal insurance. It's not the public insurance. You know, public insurance is what caters for all these pregnancy related things, but anything extra on top, even that room, if you want a private room, you'll pay for it, but your personal insurance will refund you. Yeah, so that's what we had for you today about pregnancy in France. We hope that you learned something and that you are informed and you enjoyed the video. Of course, feel free to give us any comments, questions, and like the video and share with your friends.
Yes.
Exactly. And as usual, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and join the Metienne family. Put on the notification button so that you can get informed whenever we upload. Otherwise, have a lovely, lovely time ahead. See you in the next one.
See you.
Bye bye.